All right, here we go. Live. All right. Woo! That's all I got to say. Oh, yeah, we're having fun. We're having a good time. What a great game. The defense deserves a ton of credit. Oh, my gosh, the defense. And
defense did it.
It was unbelievable.
All the way.
And I got my bro Chillmont
But it came through.
with his two buddies, and I got TriStar, and I know everybody's excited. We've already got we'll have 100 people in here in about 30 seconds. We already got 62. It's going to be a ton. Everybody wants to talk. I got and we got Greg Broyles and Bob Ocker, who are two of the toughest SOBs that ever played football. I played football with Bob Ocker for just a little bit, but he was too brutal. And then Greg Broyles, who was the meanest human being that ever played football, is
Where's that mean, Greg
buddy, and he played football with him.
Yeah.
So I know y'all are excited. Got
Greg tried to model himself against
in California. Chillmont, what'd you think?
Yeah, did Butkus model himself after Greg?
I agree. Yeah, I remember Bob Ocker. I was like, I don't want to get hit by him.
No,
yeah,
I didn't either.
Man, what a game! The defense.
I
don't even know what to say about the defense. The defense was unbelievable. Hold on, I got to add to the stage here. Oh, we got Kevin Gentry. We got everybody in here. Oh, there's Greg.
Hey, boys.
Greg, I got to ask Greg what you thought of the game. Greg, what did you think? Tell us.
I think, are we live?
Yeah.
Yes, we're live.
So I think that if we can beat a team that is as athletically gifted as A&M with a coach they spend as much money on as Jimbo Fisher with our crew and play as badly as we did, because I thought we played pretty poorly in a lot of phases, then I think we got a lot to look forward to. You know, Milton can play better. We cannot have 120-something yards of penalties. And
the penalties were killer.
And I think A&M's probably a pretty quality opponent. So
yeah, they've got talent.
Yeah, so I felt pretty good about it. At the end of the day, by God, it was awful. Run the freaking footprint, pound the rock.
Pound the rock. Yeah, that worked today.
What'd you think?
I was thrilled with the defense. I could not have been happier with the defense.
Yeah. The defense played great.
Ball game. I was very happy with our ability to run the ball against the best defensive front in the country, which is Texas A&M.
Yes.
Their front seven's the best in the SEC, which means they're the best in the country, obviously. And we were able to run against them.
I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our inability to pass the ball was disappointing, but so be it. It is what it is. But
I don't think we could get our guys free.
And holding.
Oh yeah.
Holding.
Sorry, held you. Hold it.
Yeah. Let me hold you, Greg. Held.
Oh yeah.
Held.
I was not happy with the refs. And normally I'm very neutral on the refs, but they ticked me off.
Just like your brother.
To no end.
Yeah, you know me. I'm normally neutral on the refs.
Oh yeah.
But
Roman always blames the refs, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to blame the crap out of them because they made me so mad tonight. They made me so mad tonight I couldn't see straight.
Well, it's not that I'm paranoid, John. It's just everybody's out to get us.
We did.
Big Papa says this defense is supposed to be the best against the run, and they could not stop. We had 232 yards rushing, which is awesome.
Is that how much we ended up with? That's awesome.
Fantastic. I mean, everybody's thrilled about that.
How many yards did they have rushing?
Like
70?
Like 50. I think they had like under 50, I think.
I'll pull that up.
Wow, that's great.
I've got Kevin Gentry in here. I got TriStar in here. Let me start with TriStar. So you came in first. TriStar, what did you think of the game?
Well, I'll say this. The defense is for real. I'm talking about Tennessee's defense is for real.
That's for sure.
I think what this year is showing is Heupel doesn't have to have the superstar quarterback and superstar wide receiver to win games. Because this was actually the first time.
That's a great point.
That's a great point.
This was the first time Josh Heupel has won a game where he did not score 30 points.
Yeah,
exactly. 0-6 before today.
Yes,
they had, if you discount their quarterbacks negative 22 rushing yards, they had 78.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
78
pull,
less
I'm gonna
22.
pull up the
is their
numbers.
total.
I'm gonna pull up the numbers so y'all can see them right now.
A&M had 4 yards. A&M had
Okay,
54 yards rushing.
Texas A&M, they had 54 yards rushing right there, and we had 237, which blows my mind that we were able to run against that front seven. That's awesome. Penalties, Wilmot, you'll love this, 12 for 115 for us. They had a bunch too, but they should have had way more than us. And let's see, we had 20 first downs, third down efficiency. We were almost 50%. Fourth down, they sucked. And we only had 337 yards. How we won this game, we never win that way.
know.
We won with defense.
I know it.
Shocked me.
First time in 7 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we went
go
Baltimore Ravens on them today.
Okay. Hey, let me put Kevin up here. Kevin, what did you think of the game and the whole 9 yards?
So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
People say that the only thing that matters is next week. Statistics. That's what's going to how we're going to face up Alabama and Kentucky, and my heart's still up because that has to be the most frustrating win I can remember in a long time.
Yeah, that was a huge. I think that was a huge win. The defense, I'm going to give the defense a huge shout out. They were unbelievable. I thought the defense killed
I'd
it.
say that A+ grade for the defense.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do you know what grade they're going to get tomorrow?
A+.
A plus plus
A plus
plus.
Absolutely. It's going to be Christmas.
Put away an honor bucket.
I promise you that.
I know you guys don't want to talk about the officials. I heard you mention it earlier. And if any of you guys, I know there's some people in the comments that was in my game stream. I was losing my mind over the officiating. I was out of my gourd.
Everybody was.
How can they? I don't understand how they can miss. Not just us. They missed some on A&M's part too. How do you stand literally? Yeah. How do you stand right in front of a play and miss it when they threw Sampson out of bounds? How do you miss that? I don't get it.
Yeah, the Sampson thing was ridiculous. That shocked me. But the things that blew my mind were the pass interferences. Four of them. There were 4 blatant ones. They didn't call a single one.
Sometimes I can get it, and I know you can't see me because for some reason my camera's decided to stop working. But there's a couple of times where they should have probably called a PI on Texas A&M. But I get it. Sometimes it's hard for them to see, like when the guys got their arm wrapped around the backside, grabbing his back arm. Yeah. I get that. It happens. Yeah. But today, it just seemed like the officials, it looked like they were trying to affect the outcome of this game. And fortunately,
it did.
Our bad I can't say the ASS word on here, but our bad A defense stepped up and got us a W.
Is it safe to say?
How timely were those turnovers?
Yes.
Yep.
How timely were those picks?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say right now, because coming into this year, what did everybody say about what Alabama's going to be? Murder ball, run it down your throat, stiff defense. Who's doing it better right now?
Tennessee. Tennessee's number 1 in the SEC.
Yeah, we're running the ball better than anybody. I got to agree, which is, I mean,
we're leading the SEC and running. Yeah.
We
and
had
also
almost
sacks and quarterback records.
Not that anybody in here probably
that's how
cares.
Good our defense is.
People were wanting to fire our defensive coordinator.
That's not smart.
Yeah. Not that anybody cares, but Washington just finished off Oregon.
Hey, guys, we passed for 100 yards. We passed for 100 yards and won that ball game.
And won a football game.
That's impossible. Look at that right there. 100 yards, and we won the football game. That's impossible.
That's unbelievable.
That shows me that they can win the ugly games.
That blows my
mind.
That
was an ugly game for sure.
And honestly, neither offense played good. Like, both offenses looked sloppy as crap.
Well,
we had our moments, though, TriStar. We had some big overthrows and underthrows that probably cost us an extra $150 in passing yardage.
Yeah, a couple of bad drops too.
Yeah, but that's been true for 6 games now. At some point, we
I
keep,
know.
I mean, Joe's overthrowing like crazy, and we keep saying, maybe he'll get better. He's not getting better.
He's not getting better.
If we
You're
go
right.
play like that against Alabama, we're going to lose.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, because here's the thing.
I would.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to play better
down there.
Yeah, true.
You think the officiating was bad tonight? Wait till we get down to Tuscaloosa.
I can tell you this much: if we throw for 100 yards at Alabama, I 100% guarantee you we'll win that ball game.
Right.
Oh my goodness!
John,
but
watch us go down
John,
to Tuscaloosa and throw for 400.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
John, we're going to go. We're going to build a fire and drink some beverages.
Yeah, great to see you guys, Greg and Bob.
Cook me a steak,
Good to see you, John. Great to be on your show, GDL.
Have a good one,
That's awesome.
Hey, we got 250
Take care,
in here.
gentlemen.
About to see you. All right, see you guys.
Wait, hold it. Listen.
Uh-oh.
What was that sound?
Papa
All
Top.
right, y'all have a great night. Thank you for coming on.
He was opening a Coca-Cola, I guarantee it.
Yep, it's in a koozie.
Okay, well, I can definitely
Night, guys.
relate to that.
Enjoyed it. Great win. Go Vols.
Yeah, absolutely. See y'all.
Go
Appreciate
Vols.
you coming on. All right, guys, here we go. We got the 4 amigos. What a great game. To win the way that we won tonight shocks me. 100 yards passing? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Honest question, Jay, TriStar, Kevin. Who of the 3 of us, by a show of your hands, and mine's up right now, thought we were going to lose this game?
I was at 50-50 on it. I was concerned. Yeah,
TriStar would
put it
think
up there.
we were win if we were down 50 in the fourth quarter. TriStar would think we were going to win.
How about D Williams? We forgot about D Williams.
Yes, sir.
We only scored.
Yes, sir.
What did we score? 10. We scored 13 points, but really we scored 10 because there was a turnover that gave us 3, and then we immediately went off sides and tried to get them back in the game, which was the.
And I missed D's house call. Somebody was knocking on the freaking door.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, and I went to go answer the door, and he housed it.
Best play of the game.
Yeah.
You know what, Aaron? I totally agree with you. And you know what? If I'm Joe, I'm running like Forrest Gump from now on because you're going to throw for 100 yards, you're going to get replaced. If you
He showed us tonight, John, that you were right.
A dual threat guy, because once you become a dual threat guy, they're really worried about. Then you can probably throw the ball for a lot of yards. But this is not 100 yards is unacceptable.
Ain't nobody scared of Joe Milton's arm.
No,
except maybe a couple of fans in the front row.
Well, hey, Jay, think about this. Joe Milton got outperformed by a backup quarterback who got sacked how many times today? I'm a Joe Milton fan, but I'm also a stat guy, and I just don't see. I think we're running out of options. I'm not going to be the guy that says we got to put Nico in this late in the season, but I don't know what you have to do to get the performance out of Joe Milton that he's capable of. I fully believe that Joe Milton could be another Michael Vick if he would use his legs, toughen up, and learn how to improvise when a play doesn't go correctly.
Well, I think what you could do the rest
of this year
by the way, is don't try to put the game in his hands. Rely on your run game, play really good defense, and don't make it where you have to rely on Joe Milton to be, the savior. Because Milton is not.
You got to have a balance. You got to have a balance.
He touches the ball every time. He touches the ball every time.
Yeah, true.
How do you not put it in his hands at some point?
Well, I'm saying make him more of like a game manager.
He is a game manager.
That's exactly what he is. That's what he is.
And that's all he's ever going to be.
When you throw for 100 yards, you are a game manager. I promise you that. You're a guy that's handing the ball off.
Hey, Jay, did you see Milton? I believe it was late first quarter, first part of the second quarter, where it was 3rd down and 8, and he ran the ball to the right side, and there was a flag, but he
You're going to make me crazy right now.
Kevin, you're going to make yard of the first down, and he intentionally stepped out of bounds 1 yard short.
I almost slammed my head into the drywall over that.
Yeah.
That killed me. That killed me when he did that because he could have got that first down.
That's one of his most famous plays ever in 2021, near the end of the game, where he intentionally stepped out of the bounds when we needed a touchdown. We lost the game. He heard all this criticism about that for the last 2 years, and then he does it again tonight. It wasn't at the end of the game, but still, if we're going to leave somebody in to be a game manager, he's got to have a really high football IQ. That's not a sign of a high football IQ.
Yeah, that play bothered me. I mean, I was losing my mind over that play like you can't believe, because I know we got the 5 yards, but if he gets the first down, we take that. And then guess what? We turn the ball over because we didn't get the 2 yards. So that was basically a turnover. It was a turnover.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it was. Yeah. Oh, it went. And then he did another time where it was 4th down, and he decided instead of ducking his head and getting the 2 yards for us, he threw this pass that was out of bounds. So there was a couple times that happened. I'm concerned about the quarterback position. We threw for 100 yards tonight, guys, in a Josh Heupel offense.
To me, the wide receivers really didn't show up in this game either. We can't blame it all on Joe. I place a lot of blame on Joe, but the wide receivers were dropping stuff even when it was in their hands. And I know that Joe overthrew a lot and he underthrew a couple of times. But Keaton dropped 2, maybe 3 passes, one of which was underthrown. But at some point, it's the whole passing game.
Yeah, it's not in sync. It's just not in sync. It just isn't. But you know what? We got a victory out of that, which just shocks me. I mean, I really thought if somebody would have told me we're going to throw for 100 yards, I would have just put the L down and been done with it. But our defense blew my mind. The pressure they put on that guy was outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah,
kind of shocking, really.
Yeah.
See,
I don't know what's going on with my camera, Jay. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Well, I got you back.
You're good,
man.
It worked great for 3 hours.
Yeah. What were you? I didn't get to watch you BVD because you were ahead of us, and I didn't want to spoil anything for myself.
Wow,
what were you doing during that game? Were you going crazy?
I mean, I wasn't really going crazy, but I stayed mad most of the game because I was mad that we were in a dogfight like that with them. Not because we were in a dogfight, because we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. Now, they were too. Texas A&M shot all their toes off just like we did. How many – look up the stat, Jay. What was the total penalty yardage in this game for both teams? Had to be over 200 yards. Had to be.
Let's see.
It is over 200 yards.
Yeah, it was 90 yards for us, 115 for them, so 205.
That's I thought we had like 40 yards in 3 consecutive plays there. But to answer your question, I wasn't going nuts. I was just mad most of the time from about midway through the second quarter on. And thank goodness Jimbo decided with 45 seconds left and 3 timeouts, his dumb A decided to go to the locker room. I thought that was the bonehead coaching move of the game.
Really?
Mm.
Don't you at least got to try one play? If one play doesn't work, then you need it.
You're talking about before halftime.
Yeah, right before halftime when they got it back with 45 seconds. I know they had 90 yards, but I was like, wow, 3 timeouts.
Jimbo on that deal.
That just shocked me. I mean.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you cut me off.
I was gonna do TriStar. Hey, when y'all look at TriStar, don't you think eastbound and down, 18 wheels are rolling. We're gonna do what they say can't be done.
We got a long way to
go.
And a short way to get there. I'm eastbound. Just watch your bandit run.
That should be Tennessee's
you look
theme
just
song.
like the guys in the movies too. You look exactly like one of the guys that would have been in that movie. You had your hat, you got your glasses, and you'd have been out there helping the bandit.
Somebody just passed him on the left side there.
But did they have headphones and live cameras in the day?
No, they didn't have that. That was 1970s. They probably had something. They had their CBs.
CB radios.
Yeah, they're their CBs, which is kind of what we're doing now.
CB radios and beta tapes instead of VHS.
Now, I have a question. It's a little unrelated. Does anybody have a score update on that Oregon-Washington game?
Yeah,
Right?
Washington won.
Oh, Washington. Hey, I picked that. I said Washington's going to win.
Now, wait. Are you talking about on the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge?
No, on my Twitter Spaces, we were doing pick'ems. Okay. And people asked me, who was I going to pick, Oregon or Washington? I said Washington because it's at home.
Hey, isn't the quarterback for Washington Michael Penix Jr. Who
was committed to us
Jeremy Pruitt didn't like? Jeremy Pruitt didn't want him? Isn't that right?
Yeah, Michael Penix is Trevor Lawrence 2.0.
Yeah, he didn't want him because he wanted a stationary quarterback or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, where was Joe Milton when Pruitt needed a stationary quarterback?
And the frustrating part to this, and Kevin nailed it. Kevin absolutely nailed it. He should be a running quarterback that makes smart decisions, and he could do it. He can do those things if he would.
I don't think he can, Jay. I don't think he can make the smart decisions. The running, yes, he showed today that he can run, and he trucked a couple of guys. So the knee is fine in my eyes. I'll give you that one, TriStar. I think you were the one earlier that said you heard that his knee was fine. I think his knee is perfectly fine. I think his mind is what's wrong with him. You can see him out there struggling to make decisions.
Right. So BVD, I'll tell you what, one of the thoughts I had during the game, you may have noticed that they ran an option play. They swung to the left. You got your running back running behind you. Anytime a smart quarterback who has the high IQ is running the option play, you always want to glance over and know exactly where your running back is at. Plus, that glance helps fool the defense. They don't know if you're going to keep or you're going to toss it. Joe Milton never once looked at that running back. I mean, if you're on the defense, you don't even bother looking at the running back. You know he's playing keep.
Did you notice on that play, though, the defensive guy totally bit? It was almost like Joe faked a pitch. And the guy bit, but he didn't.
That's his stupid fault because it was obvious that Milton was keeping that ball.
100, yep.
Hey, TriStar, how do you watch the game while you're driving? I mean, how's that all work?
On my phone, like I'll glance at it.
Okay. A second. Remember, eyes on the road, man. That's
I focus on the road. I'm talking. I'll just glance over for a second, and I'll have my other headset on. I'm listening to it.
I was getting ready to say you probably listen to it as much as anything.
Yeah.
My dad was a truck driver, so I know all about it. But
I'm not out here being unsafe.
All right. But
not at all. Just 3 hours watching a football game, and now an hour talking to Sports Talk Jay. You're perfect.
Oh yeah, you've got Big Vol Daddy. Do you have a voice left?
Barely. It'll be gone after Monday.
Guys, I yelled and screamed. I must have yelled 50 times. I can't believe I have a voice left. There were so many plays that I was yelling and screaming at, and the pass interference and then Joe going out of bounds and things like that. But I'm thrilled to get this victory because I don't know. I'm concerned about going down to Alabama and Georgia and all this stuff.
You should be very concerned.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, who was your MVP defensive player of the game? Who played the best on the defense?
Probably James Pierce, maybe.
Yeah.
James Pierce probably. But you know what? I've got to give a shout out to D. Williams.
Right.
That play was huge because we can't seem to score a touchdown. So for him to run it in, see, when we got that interception by Gabe Jeudy-Ulali, I was like, please run this in. Run it in because we'll screw it up. What'd we do? Screwed it up. Right. That never happened last year. Never happened the year before. If we got on the 5-yard line, first down, it was over.
Yeah, that's right. Once we got in the red zone with last year's team, I mean, we had such a high percentage rate of scoring touchdowns or scoring at least, and it just seems like in the last 2 or 3 games, we number one can't get in the red zone. And if we do, we ended up messing it up with interceptions and being forced to kick field goals and stuff. We just can't seem to get the 7 points.
It's hesitation. It's hesitation is what it is.
You know what?
I think BVD named it. I think BVD nailed it. The bottom line is Joe Milton cannot multitask. He just can't do it. He cannot improvise once the play's in action.
You know what next week is going to be? It's going to be the battle of the two worst quarterbacks in the SEC.
Are you talking about Milroe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he at least threw for 300 against. Oh crap! What was the team that he played?
Arkansas.
They barely. God, Arkansas made a game out of that.
Yeah, I thought Alabama was about to pull the ultimate choke job there for a minute.
Boy, they almost did. That would have been a huge. That would have. Oof.
So really, both Tennessee and Alabama are going into that game next week with neither team playing that great.
Right.
Yep.
No,
So
yeah.
So again, like I said, coming into the season, that game's a toss-up. Like both teams right now look pretty similar. Tennessee is better at running the ball. I think Alabama's better more in the back end of their defense, whereas Tennessee's better in their front seven.
Isn't it crazy to say Tennessee's better than Alabama at running the ball this year?
Right.
We're way better.
Just based on what everybody was saying in the preseason.
Oh, murder ball. They were going to play murder ball. They were going back. They were going back to the past and back to the future and back to whatever the crap they were going to do, and they're going to run down people's throats. Well, guess what? You can't run for crap. So that's
here's the thing.
They'll probably run the ball against us down there in Tuscaloosa.
No,
but
here's the thing.
I was shocked that Arkansas.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Alabama right now. Their best rushing person their best person running the ball right now is Jalen Milroe. Their running backs can't run worth crap. Their running backs are horrible right now. And like literally, it's taking Jalen Milroe trying to play hero ball to make it somewhat of a competent offense. I mean, if you had Buckner or Ty Simpson out there, like that no. And like I said, their defense has been playing good, but just watching how KJ Jefferson was able to pick them apart and was able to move the ball on them, I don't see how we won't have issues running the ball. I mean, if we're able to get over 200 yards rushing on this front, I don't see why we can't run the ball next week.
You know what I thought was interesting?
We'll be able to run the ball. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
So at the end of the game, that last touchdown drive where we ended up having to kick the field goal, I told my wife we were watching it, and I said, "You watch this week. It's first down and goal on the 6-yard line. There has never been a better time for us to run the ball. Watch, they will call a pass play." And sure enough, they did.
Sure enough, they did.
I'm like, of all the time. So honestly, I don't like to be controversial or conspiracy or anything like that. But at some point, I got to start questioning the play calling. And yeah, I know if you don't have confidence in your quarterback, it starts to limit that. But they ran the ball on a 3rd and 21, and then they pulled that where you're 6 yards and you got some of the best running backs in the SEC, and you decide to roll out and make it a 15-yard pass, and Joe still throws it when the guy's completely covered. So I was screaming.
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration in that game, but I'm thrilled that we won a ball game because of our defense. In 2021, we couldn't have won with our defense if we had a 50-point lead, and we just couldn't do it. 2022, occasionally the defense would show up, but tonight they showed up. They showed up in a big way, and we're putting a lot of pressure on them. And we've got 3 freshmen that are tremendous edge rushers as well, and we're bringing in the number 1 player from Alabama and several others. We might become a defensive type team, but with an offense that can kick butt. So I feel good about the future in a major way. I am concerned about this year because 100 yards, folks. Passing in a Josh. I wonder if that's ever happened before.
I wonder how long it's been in Tennessee history that we've had a 100-yard passing game.
Do you think Josh Heupel has ever had a 100-yard passing game?
Maybe when he was playing.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I
don't think so.
Yeah,
I still think our
so. I don't know.
secondary. I still think our secondary is the weak link on our defense. They do look a little better than they did last year, but I am concerned that when we go to Alabama, that Milroe is a good enough passer to exploit the weakness in our secondary. So I think we need to be on the lookout for that. We've got to apply the pressure, and I think we can do it.
Yeah, the only
TriStar
thing
Billy
is with
wants to
Alabama,
know where you are.
California, I'll just say that. I'm out in the desert.
Gotcha.
One
But
thing that
I'll
I
say
am
this.
very. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, TriStar.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, with Alabama, literally, like what I was saying earlier about Milroe having to play hero ball all the time, because his offensive line does not help him. Their offensive line is horrible. So I think Tennessee, in a way, should have possibly even more success get to the quarterback. I know Milroe's a running type quarterback, but just with the fact of how quick guys get back there, I mean, I was watching them against Arkansas, and he was running for his life a lot of times. And I think we got much better defense than Arkansas. And
oh yeah.
And keep in mind, people's like, oh, well, you watch what people's going to say about this game. It's like, oh, A&M wasn't that good. A&M held Alabama to what, 20-something yards rushing? That's it?
23 yards, I think, TriStar.
Yeah, and we rushed for 230. And all people say, well, that was at Neyland. It don't matter.
Yeah. That defensive line, I'm pretty sure, was at the game today.
James said the receivers aren't open like last. They're not as open as last year, but that also has to do with not moving fast. A lot of our open receivers, I know everybody wants to say Jalen Hyde. I get that. But when you move fast, that's when the mistakes happen and you have a missed assignment and the guy gets 20 yards open. Jalen Hyde wasn't 20 yards open because he was fast. It's because they screwed up.
Let me ask you this, Jay. How do we still have the fastest offense in the SEC? Or if not the country, but I'm pretty sure the stat said the SEC.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning you because you're right. You're 100% right. But it seems like we hardly ever run tempo, yet going into this game,
it's because of what we're used to. We're used to last year and the year before where we were unbelievably fast. Now we've got the look to the sideline, and all that, instead of a guy that was like, I got it. No worries, I got it. That was Hendon. That's why he almost won the Heisman.
I think it's a combination of everything that's just been said. I have to agree. It does feel like that the receivers are not getting the distance and the separation that we've seen in the past. And it may very well be because of what Jay's saying. But the end result is that Joe does, in my opinion, he does have a tougher job of trying to get the ball in tight spaces than what I feel like Hendon did. But that could just be perception.
He's an anomaly, Kevin, because there's been times this year where Milton would rifle a ball in between two defenders and we catch it. And then you got times like today where it seems like he couldn't throw it between the goalposts. It's just amazing.
He's very inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he threw one ball right in the hands of, was it Ramel Keaton? And I mean, literally wide open, and the guy drops it. I'm like,
yeah, Keaton has dropped. I will say this: Keaton has dropped 2 guaranteed touchdowns.
Today or
this one tonight was just like, it was like a piece of bread coming in there. It just came in there like a butterfly with sore feet. And I'm nobody's going to beat himself up more than Ramel Keaton will on that. But I don't. It's just they're 100 yards.
Mind blowing, isn't it?
And guess what? Hendon Hooker had people drop balls too.
Yeah.
Oh, Ramel Keaton was
quarterback has
one of the worst ones.
Yeah. But I'm thrilled. Look, we're 5-1. We played 3 real ball games, which was South Carolina, Florida, Texas A&M. We won 2 out of the 3, which is not bad. And we're going to the next couple of games are going to be rough. We've got some rough games in front of us, but this was a huge win for us. A huge win, in my opinion. We needed this one bad because we can't be losing at Neyland. We just can't. That would have been a tough loss, a very tough loss.
You know who I want to give a shout out to? Jalen Hyatt. 2 years ago, that dude couldn't hold on to a football if it was chained around his head. Tonight, he was running in some really rough spots fighting for that extra yardage, and not once did he even come close to losing the ball. So I know he's not watching. He'll never see this, but shout out to Jalen Hyatt for being a baller for one thing, but for holding on to the ball.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Guy had 5 touchdown passes against Bama. He will go down in infamy.
Did I say Jalen Hyatt?
Yeah.
I meant
he's talking about the running back, Jay. Jalen
Yeah,
Wright.
my bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jalen Wright.
Yeah, but I agree with you, BVD.
Jalen Wright.
You could see the muscles on his biceps just bulge out as he grabbed that ball. Once a couple people hit him, he was fighting really hard not to lose that ball. So I agree with you. Props to him.
Yeah,
Well,
looked like a Green Devil carrying the ball.
You look at what we ran for. I mean, we ran the ball for 237 yards against the number 1 defense against the run in the SEC, and we ran for 237 yards, and they ran.
How much of that did Wright have?
I'll have to
I'm
get
looking
it.
at that right now.
Let's see. Hold on. Take me a second. Let's see. I'll have to get into
136. 136.
Okay, cool.
Did Tennessee Mountain Man literally just say Jalen Wright isn't it?
136 yards he ran against the number 1 defense. Right there, 136 yards against the number 1 front 7 in the country. Yeah, he did a great job. Jabari Small ran for 42 yards. Joe Milton ran 8 times. Good. I'm going to give him applause for that. He ran the ball, and he tried to run the ball in the second. I think he's starting to understand I need to start running the ball. Dylan ran for 25, 232. That's fantastic. I'm thrilled with that. That's what won that, and the defense is what won the game. Period.
So
D.
Tennessee
Williams,
Mountain Man.
D. Williams.
Oh yeah, D. Williams is really good.
But yeah, that's great. All right, folks, it's been we're almost at 40 minutes. I think we've had our say, and and if anybody wants to listen to more stuff, I guarantee you Boogie Bentley over at Talking Vols is going to talk, and he'll have a whole big panel. Y'all check that out if you want to.
I'll have my post game going here.
Oh, TriStar! Hey, TriStar, you're doing a post game?
Yeah, I do that thing with Mark Rogers.
Okay, cool. What time are you doing that? Here in just a little bit.
Yeah, here in a little bit. I got to charge up my laptop, and right now I'm using them on my phone, and I don't have the account on my phone set up to do it. So I'm going to do it on my laptop. I'm going to plug it up, hook the inverter up, let that charge, and then I'll do it hopefully in the next 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, what's the name of it?
Just go on
Mark
my channel.
Rogers.
It'll be with Mark Rogers' channel.
Okay, cool beans. All right, folks. Hey, Kevin, I appreciate you. Big Vol Daddy, appreciate you. TriStar.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all coming on, checking out the show, and giving your 2 cents. And I appreciate your honesty too. Y'all were very y'all were cool about it.
All right,
All right,
Jay,
guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Oh, you're perfectly welcome. TriStar.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'll have to check you out later on your post game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody's welcome to come over there. Anyways,
if anybody
I'll
wants
say
to
this.
check out TriStar, would you say about 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, because I'm about to get me something to eat because I'm starving.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll be doing my post game. But anyways, huge win today. Hopefully this is a tone setter, and hopefully this shows that yes, even if Milton's not on his game, we can still win against a real team.
I appreciate it there, eastbound and down. All right, y'all. Everybody have a great night. I'm gonna end the stream.
Yep.
5-1, baby. We won.
Yep. Horns down too.
Absolutely.